And by magic, it has begun. I guess we just start talking.
Oh, no.
We don't need that.
We don't need that. Hello everyone. Welcome to another fine episode of Who's That Anime with your host Stephen Collin. We're jumping further in the whole of spectacular month of October. It is currently the 23rd of October, which is accurate for this recording for the podcast. Did you agree?
Well, it is a recording that we're doing now to be put live tonight.
Yeah. Is recording for tonight. And we're doing Vampire Hunter D.
Yes, 1985's Vampire Hunter D.
Yeah, the old school stuff.
Were you aware of this movie prior to my saying, "Hey, we should do it"?
Yeah, I've heard of Vampire Hunter D. It's like a kind of famous one.
Yeah.
Never watched it before though.
I own a copy of this.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it will be probably the first DVD print of this in the UK.
All right.
One thing that's worth note actually is that the version we watched, which we managed to find on YouTube, is the re-release, which is the voice cast, the 2015 voice cast. So they redid all the voices.
All right, so it makes more sense maybe.
No, I don't know. I don't remember. Well, to be fair, this version didn't make much sense, and the one I remember, never really made much sense.
It's all over the place, to be honest.
It is. It is. It is a weird and kind of pretty looking thing from back in the day. Like, it's definitely, obviously there's a load of manga for this.
Yeah, so, there is. There's like I think 52 volumes or something. I looked up.
Yeah. So
it's still
no joke.
going.
It's still going? Oh my god.
Yeah, they're releasing it every so often. Anyway, talking about the manga. It's 26 volumes of that manga is available on Humble Bundle.
That's right. You sent me that. I meant to get that.
You got 10 days to get it, Steve.
10 days. And so do you, the listener, potentially. I've never read any of it. My experience with Vampire Hunter D is purely the two movies and a little bit of playing the PS1 game.
Oh, you played the PS1 game a bit.
A lot of it, but some of it. It's
a game.
Fine. It's fine, I guess. Like, fairly standard PlayStation era character action game. So,
all right.
But yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, you're right. Vampire Hunter D has 10 days remaining, and it seems to be 29 volumes. Holy shit!
Was it 29? I thought it's 26 there.
Damn. No, 29 volumes. That ain't bad, actually. That's really good.
That's actually probably one of the better big deals on Humble Bundle, because usually they're all over the place. But this is actually consecutive volumes, I believe.
And it's right. Here's the thing: it's £13.88 for 29 volumes.
Mm-hmm.
That's super good. I suppose that's the thing as well, is like I typically would then go, oh, maybe I should buy the books, and then I will buy the books, but I have no room for more books. I'm already running it. I like, fortunately only have maybe 4 more volumes of Gantz to get. So,
well, you just bought new shelves like the other day, or not?
Yeah, I don't
buy the right term.
Well, I mean,
gained.
technically, yes. If you use it in the traditional sense of exchanging something, money, for goods or services, I guess we technically did, but it was sort of more of a crisscross style, paid for shelves.
Crisscross.
Yeah, I'll kill your
Crisscross.
husband if you kill my wife, sort of thing, so that no one knows. It was that
Wait.
we
That wasn't the deal I remembered.
No, the
No.
deal was is that or originally thought is Colin very very kindly offered or helped me out in taking going a bit of distance to pick up some new shelving units, and I offered to pay for them, as is what I thought the deal was, and the guy was like, "No, it's fine." And I was like, "Oh God, what's happened?" And it turns out he'd already arranged. That I was not aware of this, that a donation to charity of the value that we would have paid was what he would be fine with. And it was like, okay, well, we'll do that. So as requested, money was donated to charity, to Macmillan's, actually. So that's all done.
That's good. Yeah, that's good. Very cool. Going back on the charity idea and talking about the manga of Vampire Hunter D. If you don't know, Humble Bundle is essentially about kind of like charity funds where you buy stuff, and I think a percentage of the profit will go to charity.
Yeah, it looks like the opportunity, you can like have a custom amount here that's shared between Dark Horse Comics, who are the publisher of the volumes, or there's a World Central Kitchen, which I assume is the charity in this instance. And then there's an amount that goes to Humble Bundle. Humble Bundle have to receive a minimum of, I think, such an amount. It looks like £6 is their minimum.
All right.
So and you can actually give, you can give nothing to Dark Horse Comics if you don't want to.
Yeah, they don't need it.
It looks, sorry, okay, the minimum is based on percentage. So
Okay.
yeah, I'll probably pick those up.
I mean, it tells you the net worth a while there on the site.
Yeah. The where's the bundle worth? It did actually say.
I think it's back of the bundle.
£203 value.
And you can buy it all for 13
That's
in the next
really
10
good.
days. Like,
Yeah.
literally, from the 23rd of October, like I mentioned the date earlier, until,
Yeah,
I don't know, 5th of November?
I wonder.
Mm.
I wonder
Will be 5th
how
of November.
much it would cost to buy the individual volumes.
Online? Actual books?
Yeah. Just out of curiosity. Like,
Well, that much. I'm sure.
well,
That's what. I'm sure that's what they base their figures on. The retail value of the books.
I think they've based it on the digital retail value of the books.
Oh, okay. Why?
Which is also, that's fine. Like, that's still good because it's $7.99 an edition. And it looks like there's only 30. 30? Is that how many there are?
What?
Yeah,
Sure. When I looked at the Wikipedia, it was like at 52.
I mean, it could be likely that there are 52 in Japan. They just haven't been localized yet. It seems here that the 30th one will be released next December.
Yeah.
Which is weird. Oh, sweet lord. There's a variety of prices that you can pay for the physical editions of these that, the very first one is £11 and £16, which is like, that's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Then you can't find the second one.
Oh.
Then the third one is £3.99.
What?
Yeah.
What's this
and
off
of? This is just Amazon listings.
Right, okay.
Then the paperback for the fourth one is £14.24. Then it gets a bit wild, where the sixth one is £43.58. And then some of them aren't available, and then a lot of them aren't available. And then volume 15 is £85. And volume 19 is £250.99, including £2.80 delivery.
What? You got paid delivery?
Yeah, for your £250.99 purchase of a book. Here's one for £481.99, and again includes a £2.80 delivery charge.
All right.
And then the most expensive one that I can find was not the £400 one. Is volume 26, which is £1,150.99.
What?
I don't know. And that's not even new. These aren't new. These are like used, good condition.
That's some bullshit.
Holy shit. That is crazy. Oh, they do have the omnibus books though.
That I don't know if that's what the things on
No, they're not. The omnibus books are like the smooshed down. We have so many of these versions. Yeah, actually, you know what? Hey, Colin, I'm probably going to buy the digital version. However, since the omnibus versions are now like fairly regularly in print and not stupidly expensive,
you mean like a grand?
Oh yeah, like these are £14 each for an omnibus edition, and they're brand new. So
you're buying the volume 26 at a grand? Not what you're going to do.
So, basically, the omnibus editions, the way it'll work is you get 3 volumes per book.
All right, okay. Yeah.
So rather than 30 books, I'd have 10 books by the time I was done. Mm-hmm. But it looks like they're only even releasing the 3rd omnibus edition. When is it? Next year? Yeah, February next year. So could be waiting a while before you able to own all of those. Yeah. I do. Shit, I need. Oh wait, Gantz Volume 10 is available now. You motherfuckers! All right, okay. I need to stop looking at.
Stop it.
Amazon. I need to stop looking at Amazon. So, Vampire Hunter D. So, one of my prevailing memories of watching this is like I got the train to Glasgow myself to have a wander around, go into Forbidden Planet, look at their manga DVDs. It's about that time I was sort of very much just kind of embracing that this is the person I apparently am. So I think I picked up this, and I want to say Blackjack.
Oh, Blackjack.
On DVD.
Oh, wow.
So I grabbed those. Mm-hmm. And Vampire Hunter D was my favorite of the two. My prevailing memory of Vampire Hunter D, though, was the music after the intro.
What intro?
So there's like the title card that's like, in the future when shit's happened and monsters and demons roam the land, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Thing. And then it plays a series of notes that goes da na 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 na, and that kind of.
Yeah, I think it did.
And the thing about that is I was like, oh man, what does that remind me of? I was like, you know what? I guess it sounds a little bit like Nightmare on Elm Street. The kind of music that they would have, the creepy music on the doorstep of the house from the first movie. I was like, maybe it is that. And I go back and listen. It's like, you know what? It's close. I think it's using the same synth. It's definitely close, but it's not. It's not it. And then I was just at a loss for ages until a little while ago when I was watching TV and I see the Dolph Lundgren, Frank Langella classic Masters of the Universe.
Oh God.
Okay. And I'm watching it, and it gets to the scene with the cosmic key. You know the one.
Oh yeah, to a bit. I can't.
That music, that cosmic key music, I think, is inspired by Vampire Hunter D. I swear.
You think?
Like they're almost identical.
I mean,
they're almost. I mean, the first Nightmare on Elm Street which I could also say you could probably suggest was maybe influential to it, is 1984, and this is 1985, and then Masters of the Universe I think is 1987. So it's 84, 85, 87. And it seems like over such a short span of time, I almost struggle to believe that it's either, I haven't checked this, either the same musician, the same composer from Nightmare on Elm Street and Masters of the Universe who had an influence for this, or if there's something else going on. But I had to say that because it was really bothering me.
I thought you were just going to say, oh, you know what it was? It was like the doorbell I used to have when I was a kid in the house.
No, not quite as simple as that, unfortunately. It's a far more convoluted and painful story than that. Trying to see if I can find. I'm just doing a bit of, because fact checking never kills a podcast. I'm just having a look to see if they have.
No, kill this one.
Composer. It was already dead. Composer.
Sorry, dead, Jim.
Do
No, as we know it.
Composer here. Composer. No. Oh, that's interesting.
Just gotta watch the credits, dude. You got the box.
Music by Bill Conti.
Bill Conti.
Bill Conti. So I don't. Okay, it doesn't appear that he did the music for Nightmare on Elm Street, which I didn't think so.
Well, Masters of the Universe.
He did. Bill Conti did Masters of the Universe. That's where I'm starting.
Oh, you're going that way. Okay.
No, I'm going that way, and then Nightmare on Elm Street. There's got to be a link here. There just has to be. Charles Bernstein. Huh. Okay. Yeah, the guy that did Cujo. Okay. I don't know. There's something interesting about it.
Yeah. Something interesting, eh?
Yeah. Anyway, do you want to kick us off on this movie?
All right.
That we're supposed to talk about, and it's now nearly 20 minutes into the podcast.
Nothing unusual there.
No.
Yeah, so I'm going to ruin your levels, but that's fine. Right.
Why are you ruining my levels?
I kind of moved the mic and now and get better volume.
Oh well.
Yeah. No, that's cool. It's all back down. Right. Anyway, so the movie starts in the dark, rainy night.
Yep.
And some lass is running through a field.
Yeah, she's on patrol.
Yeah, we don't know that. She's running through a field at the moment.
Fair enough. Yeah.
And then there's
through a field with a gun that's twice the size of her.
Oh yeah. And then there's a guy. There's like a beast starts eating something out of the tree, and she's like, "Oh no, this thing's eating this out of the tree. It's gonna be bad. I'm going to go and shoot it." So she goes and shoots it, and then she prods it a bit and goes, "Yeah, that's dead." And then her fearful steed Luke.
Because the names in this are just so bad.
Yeah, Luke. It's like, "Oh, look, come here," because it ran away, so she had to get the steed to chase after it before she killed it, and then it got bitten in the neck, but she didn't quite kill it.
She was complacent. We should mention that when she fires her gun, it's one of these amazing guns that when she fires it, her skirt flies up.
I never noticed that,
it's really difficult not to notice, because essentially it's like, oh, that's the button that one fires bullets and two shows your pants to everyone.
No, I don't remember that.
Also, her fringe, this has been really bothering me. Her fringe changes consistently throughout the whole film. At the start of the film, it looks like she's basically got like a tomboy haircut, but massive pigtails. So she's like basically got a mullet, a braided mullet, and then later on in the film, she has like a longer fringe. It's like, it still looks like a mullet though.
Sure. I don't know what a mullet is.
It's business up front, party behind.
Yeah, I know that, yeah. I kind of do what a mullet is. I've maybe had kind of mullet-esque hair before. Not in the sense that it was sort of a proper mullet, it's just because I never got it cut, and it grows faster at the back rather than the front.
I see.
Anyway, so yeah, she just does that, kills the beast. The beast kind of takes out the horse. Then she gets attacked by a werewolf, which...
Yep.
No, the werewolf attacks the horse.
No, she shoots the thing to death by blasting it from point blank range. Yeah. And it's like, well, that's over now. Yeah, and then a werewolf starts eating the horse that's already struggling for life.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, guess this horse is dead.
And then the horse is like, da 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 da. The werewolf's like, kind of goes at her, lunges at her, but like just breaks her crucifix necklace around her neck.
Yep.
And it breaks, and then all of a sudden, the big vampire dude kind of appears in the rock in big flashiness. I should warn people about this anime in the sense I believe it will give everyone epilepsy.
Oh yeah, I mean if you don't already have it, it's a very flashy anime. That is for certain.
It's certainly later after this because it's really flashing away here. I had like weird kind of like parallax scrolling on the grass.
Yeah, I think I know the bit you're talking about with the flashing. I think it's the security camera scene with the mayor's son.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
For some reason, while he's looking at the camera, it's going blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Why? Why is it doing that?
Or sure, it's maybe there's another fight where I think D is fighting probably the mutant person that wants to kill him.
Ray.
Yeah, Ray. Yeah.
We'll get to Ray, but yeah, you're right. I think there's a lot of flash.
And then there's like proper like flash photography. Warning: this anime contains flash photography.
Holy shit.
Anyway, so he kind of appears and it's just a big shadow, and like and then he kind of glows his eyes red, and then kind of a big shadow, and then more lightning kind of happens, and then a big flash of lightning that stays around far too long.
Yep.
As he comes down and bites her in the neck.
Yep.
I believe.
Traditional vampire style.
Yeah. Though I would have to say the girl at this time had green hair, but I assume that's because she was in the dark.
I think that is, yes.
Because otherwise the bite makes her hair go blonde.
I mean, maybe. Who knows? Who knows?
And then, is it after this? The next scene, is it this scene you see D walking in on a horse? And then this blonde girl
just running at him.
Runs at him and goes, "Hey, you hunter. Why don't you say anything? Are you just being rude?"
Yeah.
Pretty much.
It's like, there are maybe two reasons you wouldn't be talking to me now. One, because you're not really sure about what's going on, or two, because you're just rude.
Yeah.
And then she's like, "Oh, you know what? I bet it's that you're rude. I'm going to fucking attack you."
Yeah.
And like she pulls out her Simon Belmont whip and starts having a go at his face.
Yeah. And he's like, "No, that's not going to work." And then it kind of splits up into like 4 purple tentacles.
Yeah. Strangles him, grabs him by the limbs.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Ha, you're not the hunter I'm looking for. Pathetic."
Yeah, give us your sword.
Just kind of, and he's just like, and then they just stop working. And she's like, "Oh, sorry, I guess, like, maybe you are the guy. I need you to help me out because I got bitten by a vampire. Look, see these marks? I got bitten and shit. And I need some help." And then she's like, if you help me out, I'll make you three meals a day, and also you can do whatever you want to me.
Very much.
It's like, wow, this was definitely written a while ago.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Oh my word.
Yeah. And it wasn't like until she mentioned it was a noble a bit.
Like, that's right,
he cared. He was like, "Wait, what?" And then he starts talking to her.
Yeah.
Going,
Yeah, that's right. we don't like them nobles, of course, because we find out that that's the vampire, as you said, that put her as a noble, and he wants a piece of that.
Yeah. And then, so basically, they ride back to the farm that they live on a ranch or something, outskirts of a town, and the wee boy,
Dan.
Her
Oh, we should
brother.
also mention her name's fucking Doris.
Yeah.
Doris and Dan and Dee and who else have we talked about so far? Oh, Ray.
Oh, you had Ray, but we haven't met him yet.
Yeah, but the main vampire, the main big bad guy, is called Magnus Lee.
Magnus Lee, man.
Count Magnus Lee, and he's 10,000 years old.
Yeah, because I think they start talking about that.
Yeah, and he's like, well, he must be very strong indeed, yeah.
It's 10,000 years. He disappeared a while back, and now he's back.
Yeah, now he's back.
Because we know this because the lights are on. Light in the castle. And we know he's back.
That's right. Yeah, he's yeah. The lights were on in the castle, and nobody had been picking up his mail. So then all of a sudden, a big mountain of mail disappeared, and the lights came back on. It's like, oh shit, he's home.
Yeah. So they ride back in, meet his kid brother, who's like, instantaneously committed that Dee is like noble and is not a threat without any introduction.
I think he suggests, he's like, well, you were dangerous, I'd probably already be dead.
It was something like that. It's something like along the lines of, there's only two reasons for it. It says, the doctor told me there's only two reasons for someone to be silent. One is they got dangerous thoughts in their mind, or two, they've experienced a lot of dangerous thoughts and don't want to talk about that shit.
It's like, why is there always two reasons? There was two reasons from Doris earlier on. There's two reasons from Dan. What's going on? Is that everyone just like, well, life's binary in the future, I guess.
It's ruled by computers, man.
Jeez.
Well,
we should mention actually his horse is a robot horse.
Oh yeah, because the kid goes, oh wow, it's a cybernetic 9000 or something.
Yep. it's a Robo Horse 500.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's cool. It's cool as shit. D.
Yeah, it's good. The kid does say, "Oh, you're also the second one."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where he's like became instantly friends with him,
Yeah. I think there's also, of course, while this is going on, I think Doris is she not like confronted by the mayor's son, Greco? His name's Greco-Roman.
No, no, not quite. They go into town. They ride to town in the wagon, and the mayor's son then confronts. Doris, come here. I need to talk to you in private. And they go into this shady alleyway, and he's basically like all over her.
Yeah, I need to talk to you in private. Follow me into this dark alley. D, you're okay with this, right? Yeah, okay, we're good.
Yeah. And he's like, well, I know you've been bitten, dude, type thing. And
oh, yeah.
You don't want me to tell everyone. And then he's like, to keep it quiet, and then we can, get a better bounty hunter than your lousy one that's in the back of his wagon.
And again, it's like, and then I'll do whatever I want with you, because that's how you'll pay me. It's like, oh my god.
Pretty much what
this place sucks.
Yeah. Well, at least she waltz him in the face, and he's like, I don't like that. And then she comes with the torch, like, well, I don't really like getting hit on either. And walks out.
Yeah, she does embarrass him, which is pretty good. And then, of course, he runs out going, she's bitten by a vampire! Fuck!
Yeah, she's got a bite. And
no one needs to know unless I shout to everyone that they need to know.
Yeah. And yeah, and then it's basically the kid brother finds out and goes, "Oh no!" And I think Dee basically tells the kid, "Don't worry, got to be strong," type thing. Hide your tears.
That's
terrible.
Yes, I liked that Dee was like, you got to be strong, and it's like, it's okay to cry, and you're like, oh, this is nice, and he's like, but don't fucking cry around your sister. She doesn't need your shit right now.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god, what's wrong with you?
The 80s, man. You can't be showing that's a sign that that's how man's work, don't cry in front of people.
But it's like a kind of like sweet moment of it's like, oh no, he's telling him it's like, it's okay, like it's all right to feel like this, but don't feel like this around her.
No.
Don't you dare.
Yeah, don't do that shit.
He's like, all right, I won't. Of course, then the mayor and the doctor get involved in a big conversation. Everyone gets involved with this argument about how they have to incarcerate Doris because she's gonna turn, and they can't have that. And it's like, we'll send her to the fucking vampire camp.
Yeah,
that's what we're gonna do. Campire. And
Campire. Campire. Oh jeez.
It's really bad because this bit is and then the guy goes, oh, I don't know about that. Remember what happened the last time we did that? And the guy goes, good point. What was it that happened the last time?
Yeah, pretty much. And then it turns out
it's like, yeah.
It turned out the noble didn't like it, so he came in and killed like a bunch of people in the village. And then the person went insane.
Thousands of people. It's like, he killed a lot of people, and then that person went crazy. It's like,
it's still our law, though.
Yeah, it's the law, but maybe you should consider changing that beforehand.
Yeah.
But then Dee's like, hey, just trust her to me, and it'll be all right. Can we talk about the fact the doctor, I think his name is Dr. Ferringo, but every time I heard it's Dr. Lou Ferrigno.
Yeah.
So he's the Hulk to me, I guess is what I'm saying.
The Hulk? Lou Ferrigno?
Yeah.
Oh, is he like the original Hulk?
Yeah, Lou Ferrigno was the original big green Hulk man.
Oh, all right, yeah. Okay.
I think he's the only human to play the Hulk.
Oh, for only human
without
CGI.
Without CGI, he's the only human to play. So.
Yeah, well, Marvel TV shows didn't really have the budget back in the day.
Yeah.
Just paint the guy green.
He's a big guy.
He is a big guy. He was in
yeah, shit, that's right. He's still big.
He was in the original
Avengers.
No, Hulk maybe.
Was he? He was in the original Avengers, I think, as a security guard as well.
I thought it was in the original Hulk. Maybe he was a security guard, or the second one. When they switched it up after the original one flopped. He was in one of them.
I liked the Ang Lee Hulk movie. I didn't hate it as much as everyone else did. I thought it was fine.
Yeah, they're all okay.
Yes, I think what I'm saying is the Hulk is kind of a boring character, and
I don't know. He has this thing where it's basically he's kind of like, I get angry and I'll smash things when I get angry, and then like the Colonel doesn't help matters in any form or way in the Hulk, because he's like, what, I'm going to attack you because you're a dangerous threat. Yeah, that doesn't work, Colonel. You might need to rethink your actions and maybe try and work with them. make
hold yourself accountable, sir.
Yeah, don't make you don't threaten the guy.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably a good point. But yeah, after Dr. Lou Ferrigno, they're like, okay, fine, you can look after her, and then they all go back to the farm.
Eventually, yeah. They're trying to go to the store, and the store is like, nah, we ain't selling no fucking shit to you guys, because it's a Western.
That's right. I need all these things. Well, we ain't got none. That's a disgrace when you can quite clearly see that you have all these items. It's like, yes, I know. I just don't want to sell this stuff to you.
Yeah. All my customers are running the building.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's like, but you've known me for years. It's like, whatever. You're a vampire now.
Yeah, filthy vampire.
Yep.
It's always good as Biohunter.
Get my oh, God. The less said, the better.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they don't get their supplies.
No, well, I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
They certainly go back to the farm anyway. And
Yeah. Then the farm gets attacked.
yeah. Well, Dee goes, right, so shit's going to happen tonight because tomorrow night's the...
Oh god, this is another sign of the 80s. It's the woman's moon. Woman's moon. Because, hey, it's like, oh, wait, do you know anything about that moon? Oh, I know about that moon. That's the moon that turns red once a month. And you're like, oh, this is definitely not some sort of horrific metaphor for a woman's period.
It might not be.
I mean, it absolutely is.
But it might not be. Maybe culture, I don't know. It's certainly, there's... In the, I think, Japanese folklore, the moon turns red for, like, demons and shit.
Oh, yeah, it does, because it does that in Breath of the Wild as well.
Yeah. I've been watching Oni, the Story of the Thunder God. It's on Netflix. Finally.
Netflix original. Is it actually, though?
It's done by some guy from guy that it was a Pixar. It was a wee kind of stop motion animation. Don't think it's true stop motion though, but it's certainly done in the sense of stop motion frames, I would say.
Well, yeah, there's definitely the woman's moon or the mother's moon or something like that, and it's like because shit's gonna go down because they're gonna be powerless to do anything about it tomorrow night.
No, they just think it's a sin to drink blood or something in that night.
Is that what it is?
Something like that, because they do end up taking her on that night anyway. So the first night comes, and this is where we meet Ray and the daughter,
Larmica,
yeah, who's like, filthy humans.
Filthy humans. She's basically green-haired Doris.
Green-haired Doris. Well, maybe she was the first one. Maybe that's the one that we saw at the start. But no, it's not because.
But she's basically green-haired Doris with like purple jewel Princess Leia pigtail things.
Yeah, weird eyes too, though. Like proper, like kind of water-based goldfish eyes.
Oh yeah, I guess so.
They have like
she definitely looks pure evil.
Yeah.
And then a big guy arrives too. A real big guy. You know, like crush the sentry towers or something like that, or is that another night? Is that the second night?
That's the second night.
Nah.
So the first night they come and Dee's there and it's like, yeah, I ain't going to do things with you type thing. But then she goes like, Ray, you go and do it, and he's got like some weird sword boomerang thing.
He does. It's like that movie that game Dark Sector.
Dark Sector.
And basically, it's I believe the technical term for it is a glaive.
Oh, all right, yeah.
So yeah, he has one of those.
Yeah, he has one of those, and it kind of cuts things up. And then Dee's like, I will stop you. It's like, no, what? How? You're stronger than I thought you are, type thing. And he like beats him up proper, and then he goes in with this big sword to stab the guy.
Yep. And
then, like, this is the only time in the movie that ever seems to work. I don't know why.
Yep, certainly is.
And then it looks like he's somehow stabbed himself.
Yep, and the reason is because it turns out he has the ability to twist space around him.
Yeah. So he's
in that one scene of the movie.
Yeah, the sword goes through the Ray's body, and then
yep.
Dee goes as he's got like a big blade coming out his back, which is the continuation of his sword. And I was like, Jesus, okay.
So,
and he's like,
so Ray's loving it.
And he's like, I've heard a mutant that can do this shit because he's a mutant. And it's like, is that you? And it's like, yes, that is me. This is after he got stabbed.
Yeah. Well, he's of course, as we're revealing everyone's power, the Ray's power is that he can twist space time, and it turns out that Dee is actually himself a Dampier, which is a child of a vampire and a human.
Yeah.
And actually, I did a little bit of reading, and apparently I can't remember what language it is, but the literal translation for Dampier is teeth drinker.
Teeth drinker.
Yeah.
Nice. It drinks teeth. Good enamel. Well done,
It's supposed to be milk, but yeah. Whoops. Oh, vitamin Hunter D.
That's maybe why he's called D. Anyway, because it's all about getting his vitamin D.
He needs his vitamin D. Shit.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
I can't remember how kind of scare him away type thing.
Well, I think he sort of surprises him
Mm-hmm.
that's the thing he can do, and I think he sort of like is like, hey, you get on out of here, and you fucking tell Lee, Count the General Lee, to leave everyone alone.
Yeah,
because I'm here. So they leave, but then they're like, oh, we'll come back. We'll just come back the next day, I guess.
Yeah. Well, so he tells everyone to go away, and they go, and they turn to the castle, and the noble's speaking to some cloud thing, and tells them, "Oh, he's a done for a year," and they've returned, and then
Yep.
The daughter is really upset that her father's going to bring impure blood into the thing, and she was praying to the picture of Dracula for power of some sort.
Yep.
Which is weird. Because that's another thing that was like kind of mentioned at the start but didn't go anywhere. Technically.
That's right.
It's like, yeah, we're going to do that, and it didn't help her in any form. And then Ray went and spoke to the noble and got berated, and then came out to tell the daughter to go to bed. And she's like, you can't tell me what to do. And then he's like, oh no, that didn't come from me, that came from your father, type thing. Yeah. And he tried to put his hand on her, and he's like, don't touch me, Phil. Low class fiend.
Yeah. She's definitely making it quite clear that she just doesn't like anybody in this world, even her father.
Yeah, apparently, yeah. And then Ray's ambition is to come like them, and she's like, you're never going to do that.
Yeah, or at the very least, he wants enough power to like have a say in the way things are run.
Yeah.
In order to do that, of course, he's going to need to capture D, it would seem.
Yeah.
Or not capture D, bring Lee Doris somehow. Which is, I guess, sort of how this next bit then goes, where they're like, yeah, fuck it. Yesterday didn't work. I guess we'll try the same thing, but this time we'll bring werewolves and things, and there'll be like a big guy, and he'll crush the shit out of stuff. And
No. D goes to the castle.
Oh wait, he leaves first. Yeah, you're right. I was going to say.
Yeah. So D.
I left out the important part where he's no longer there to do anything about it.
Yeah. He goes to the castle, and basically fights his way into the castle. Meets up with Ray again, and some witch person who's controlling like a ghost.
Yeah,
ghost jaguar.
She looks insane.
Yeah,
like a ghost jaguar that he just slashes and it goes away.
No, it doesn't go away.
Does it get trapped in a door?
No, he basically he goes in, and there's like some beast in like this corridor, and he walks through that, and then picks him up, and then he gets into the courtyard, and the big crunk guy that you're talking about throws boulders over the wall at him.
That's right. And then that guy. He
disappears at that point. Like, he just like throws some stuff and then goes, "I know they're no more for you to do anything." Sorry, okay. And then he gets into another bit, and then we haven't really mentioned that he has got like a talking hand.
Well, that's the part. This is the first part where it kind of means something.
Yeah, because there's a bit before the whole night when he's there, and the night was like his hand or this voice that you don't know is his hand at the time.
You don't know is his hand, but is there.
Yeah, and he's basically what's this? You showing emotions, D? What's this? This is not unlike you. You fallen in love, nah, and like provoking him, like type thing. And it's like, no, helping the kid out. That's not like you either. Giving moral advice. What the fuck's going on?
None of this is good. All these things are bad, D. You're not looking out for yourself. Like me. I don't know. Like it never quite says what it is. To be honest, although it's described on the Wikipedia page as a symbiote.
Yeah, it makes sense since
later
in the film it kind of goes that way. And I think there's a fight scene where shit gets thrown at him or something, and he
holds his hand up
and
inhales it.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's like.
I remember being so confused by that when I was watching it as a kid as well. Like, just like because I think as it like growing up in the West and watching like Western movies and things like that, where things are basically spelled out for you all the time.
Yeah,
and it's like, oh, okay, so why does he have a talking hand?
Because he does.
This is like they've not said anything about it. They're showing me the talking hand like I've seen the talking hand before. I've never seen the talking hand. Did I miss a bit? Did I fall asleep? Is there something? No. This is just the talking hand now.
It was really weird because
yeah,
that's the first bit because you don't actually see the hand. It's always kind of wrapped up.
Yep. He's got his gloves on.
Yeah, and then when the original bit where they're getting slide off, he was like examining his blade. And I thought it was his blade talking.
Yeah.
Rather than the hat. The hand, but it turns out
rather than a face. And we should mention as well, legitimately just a face on the palm of his hand.
Oh yeah, eyes and nose and a mouth. Yeah, at least.
Yeah, weird
ass.
So hand. He sort of like fights his way through this bit.
Mm-hmm.
And if I remember rightly, as you say, Ray and this old woman are like, haha, and then she pulls like a Monty Burns trapdoor on him.
Yeah, well. Ray does or something. So he gets to the corridor where he's fighting this ghost jagger, and he says slices it up, but he doesn't. And he tries to. It's that's a ghost type thing.
Yeah,
and then it bites his arm, and he's like, okay, only one thing to do. Punches a hole through the wall.
That's it. And it's not just one punch. He just punches that wall over and over and over, really angrily, and it's like, oh. What?
Yeah.
Why was that the only thing you could do?
Yeah, I don't know. It must have sensed like where the witch was. And then the witch makes a comment of like, "Oh, you're pretty impressive, surviving the jaguar without losing an arm," type thing. It's all good. And then
stupid fucking jaguar.
Ray appears and goes, "Haha. I want to kind of end you here, but my master says I got to do this," and like kind of slices the ground in half, and he goes, "Ah!" And then his cloak comes alive. Dee's cloak comes alive and somehow, and like grabs hold onto the ledge, and like Ray's like, "Nope," and cuts that bit off.
There's so much going on here.
It's like once again, it's like the only other time you kind of see the cloak do anything.
Other than cover his face.
Yeah. Did we tell? He got into the castle because the drawbridge was slightly ajar, and he got launched from his like horse over the moat.
Yeah.
And flew in. So he falls down into it, and the hand goes, "I told you it was a trap." And he's like, "Yeah, I know." And then he's walking through the caverns underneath the castle and gets into like I think it was like ruins from the war, like thousands of years ago. Because it's not set recent in the future. It's like
no, it's pretty far flung.
It's pretty much like a good. This podcast will probably be well dead before you reach the time that's meant to be set.
It's sort of set so far in the future that nobody remembers what now is like.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and they mentioned, it's like the past war that happened. And he's walking through the cavern, gets to the pool of water, and there's like these three kind of siren people, kind of like
playing harps, topless sirens playing weird not harps.
I don't think they were harps.
Well, they're stringed instruments that were on a U. So
I don't know. I don't know what. Maybe it is a harp for that. I'm sure they probably got a different name for a smaller harp type thing. Because I think harps are the big things that kind of rest on your shoulder.
Small harp. No, handheld harp. What is a little harp called? A lyre.
A lyre. There you go.
Yeah.
I'll go with a lyre. Anyway, so they're playing this sweet kind of tune like sirens. And go, "Who are you? What's your name?" type thing. And he's like, "Who are you? What are you?" And they're like, we're these big three kind of lizard things. You know, can't really bother with them.
Well, he says, "Who are you three? Who are we three?" And they just keep repeating the same shit. And then, they turn into like weird, "Look at what we are." And then they just wrap them up.
Yeah, wrap them up. And then they're going to just like suck his energy out of him.
Yep. We don't find that out until Doris gets to the castle, though.
I think they say they're going to savor him because it's been a while since I had anyone.
Do they?
I think so.
Oh, I don't remember that bit. I just remember it later being discussed.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a good opportunity then to attack the farm again and get Doris.
Get Doris. Yeah, bring everyone in. And the doctor's there and the kid brother, and they all kind of like try and fight, but like you have like a demon that shoots like bugs at him, and the doctor's like
the green guy that just goes and fires spiders all over his face.
Yeah, I think they're flies, and they're like hives in the butt.
It's very weird.
And the doctor's like
as you would be.
Yeah,
it's a fair reaction.
Yeah. Anyway, so basically, they take Doris away. I think Doris willingly goes to save everyone.
She does. She cuts a deal. She says, "If I go with you, will you leave everyone else alive?"
Oh, and
he's
they
like,
said,
"Yeah, that's fine."
No, it's not. I can't be having that. They would make good meat. It's like, well, I ain't going with you. I'm going to bite my tongue off and bleed to death.
Oh yeah, she threatens to bite her own tongue off. That's right. And then he's like, "Fine,
That's
I do have to bring you alive." So yeah.
And also, put that away. It's unseemly or something. She just stick her tongue out.
She's sticking her tongue out. God, there's some really weird references to like being rude and things like that in this movie.
It's all about nobility and etiquette.
Etiquette. Yeah. Okay.
Let's see, because like that's the reason why the doctor's trying to object to her being the new bride to.
That's right.
Magnus.
No, we'll go with Mangus. Mangus is much better.
Mangus.
Good old Count General Lee Mangus.
So she gets captured and goes, well, it's fine. I'll be saved by thee in no time. I think they had a wee discussion. Her and the doc had a discussion before farm gets attacked where the doc basically says, like, I think you like the guy too much. You shouldn't be liking this guy. You
shouldn't be doing that.
He's got dangerous eyes. And she's like, "What do you mean?" "Oh, well, he's seen a lot of shit."
He's got dangerous eyes, as opposed to his dangerous sword or his cybernetic horse or like all the other potential red flags that D has.
I don't know.
The eyes are maybe not the one I'd go.
Well, I mean, sword's not really a red flag. It shows that he can defend himself. The horse is pretty not, not really a red flag in my eyes. I think the
I
eyes
know.
are the fact that he's obviously a hunter and he goes around killing things. There's two red flags.
Well, either way, she gets kidnapped, of course, and then brought to General Mangus or whatever his name is, Count Lee, and he's like, look, they've been in ecstasy all day, taking his energy away.
Yeah,
and they're just like licking him in the face.
Yeah, and Amir human would have passed like hours, like minutes within minutes of them, but he's lasted a half a day.
Yeah.
And then he basically explains the plan of what he's wanting to do with her. He wants to marry her. He's like, I ain't going to marry you, no way, type thing.
Nope.
And then he's like, well, you should go retire to your quarters, and then just puts her to sleep, I think.
Get some rest, because it's interesting you think that what you say matters in this equation.
Yeah. You get married tomorrow.
Yes.
And then he is in the clutches of the snake ladies.
Yep.
Who are exhausted from depleting all of his energy. It's like, yeah, he's scrumptious, but I'm fatigued. And then his vampiric nature awakens, and he bites one of them, and then chops the other ones up too.
Yep. Gets his way out.
Yeah.
Goes to begin the rescue operation, because basically this whole thing is we're gonna come and get her. Oh, that didn't work. I'm gonna come and tell you to fucking stop this shit. And then he gets done. And then at the same time, oh, well, we're going to go and get her because we know that you're here. And then they bring her here. And we're about to find out that he's going to go, haha, time to go. And then they're going to go back home. And then it's going to be a case of, well, we got to get her back somehow. It's like, oh my God, this whole thing is just like passing this poor woman back and forward.
Yeah, I was, the daughter is, the Count's daughter is actually in the room about to like put a stake through her or something, kill her off.
Yeah.
Because she's like, does not want any of that. And then the barges and steals her and runs out of the castle, killing the witch, I think, this time on the way out.
Yeah. That almost just seems spiteful. It's just like he was running away super fast already. Like he could have just left. But no. The witch has to die.
And then the giant grabs him, just about jumps off the drawbridge.
Yeah, but he stabs it through the face.
Does he?
And many other places. Well,
no.
I think it's trying to hang on to it's coming down in the drawbridge, and he cuts the
ropes.
The ropes, and then it falls over and somehow loses half of its body, wakes up screaming.
There was a random explosion thing. I don't know what that was all about. It just can't happen. And he gets back to the farm.
It gets he stabs it in the head, and then Ray's like, "Oh shit, what's happened here?" And he then begins the process of running after him, because he goes back to, because of course he needs to prove himself to Count Lee. Mm-hmm. So he runs back to town after them as well.
Yeah.
And he's staying at a local motel or something like that.
Local inn.
Yeah.
And wasn't it the mayor's son?
Yeah, Greco's like, oh fuck, he's here. Got to listen into that. And it turns out that they just have every room bugged with security cameras and audio.
Yeah.
This is one of the flashing light scenes.
Yeah. This is a bit where it kind of flashes a bit weirdly. And
now there's a weird dude with a gas mask. And Ray's like, oh, you've come to kill me? And he's like, no, you know that, like, you're far more powerful than we are.
Pretty much.
But we have come with an advantage. Hey, here's some time bewitching incense. It's a candle. And it's the idea is that it weakens a vampire's blood. And causes a problem.
It's a candle in a ladle.
Yeah.
A golden ladle.
It's real dumb.
Yeah, and
And
then
then this is the part where he's like, "Oh, gee, thanks." And of course, Greco's been overhearing this whole thing, and then Ray turns back up at the farm and is like, "Ha ha! Here I am, motherfuckers!" And
yeah,
he's like, he goes, "Oh, but have you seen this?" And starts waving the
yeah,
incense, and of course, it goes into slow motion with D, and his hand's like, "Oh, careful, D, that's time bewitching incense," and then it does fucking nothing.
yeah. And he's like, "Wait, why is this not working?" And D goes, "Well, I think someone's did old switcheroo on you."
And then to prove that that's the case, cuts his fucking hand off.
Yeah, it's left hand.
Oh yeah, he cuts the hand with the time bewitching incense in it off, and then he says, "Oh shit," he's because the whole thing is that they've I that's the problem is they get back, and then they've managed to Ray takes Dan away. That's what it is. Because Dan was like shooting some shit out in the far reaches of the farm.
Oh yeah.
And he gets scooted away. And then Ray's left with the rest of them. Yeah, but then he's like, turns out the candle was a fake. And he says that he's writhing about holding his arm. It's like, "Oh, how dare you be so rude," or something like that. It's like, why? Your hand's cut off.
Yeah.
Be differently angry.
No. It's just rude. It's just everything's rude. Leaving Doris in the farm, and then the doctor appears.
Oh yeah, Doctor Lou Ferrigno is back, and he's like, I have an idea, Doris. Now that things have gone bad, and D is having to go and find out what's happening because they leave a note, and the note's written in a letter that only hunters can decipher, and it says, D, you have to come. And she's like, "Well, why wouldn't they just ask you to bring me there?" And he's like, no. There's no honor in that, and also somebody just wants me fucking dead.
Yeah, very much.
So yeah, the doctor's like, "Hey, since all this shit's going down, maybe what we should do is go to these ruins that are covered in these powerful words that keep vampires out." And it's like, "Oh, hey, that's a great idea. Why didn't we do that to start with?"
Oh, well, there's a reason for that.
No, I know. I like the whole time I was just like, "Oh, fuck this guy."
No, he's been turned. So basically, they're on a wagon going along some rocky canyons, and then the daughter appears and goes, "No, you can't be wiring my father type thing. I'm going to kill you."
Yeah.
And then
Larmica, and
yeah. So she's like, "Oh well, I can take you on with my trusted whip." And then the doc goes, "No," snatches him off, and is like, "What you did, Doc?" It's like, I'm not your doctor anymore. I'm.
Can we talk about this though, right? Because it's not so much a case of hey, oh, he snatched that whip. It's like, oh no, what he did was he clawed her top off.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
very briefly, but then it's miraculously back on.
Well, she fixed it.
Yeah,
she did put it back up.
It's Jesus.
And then
he's
quite lectures over. Well,
yeah. He's like, should have broken me a piece of this off while I was normal and shit. Maybe the Count will let me do that before she's dead. And then Larmica's like, "I'm fucking sick of your shit," and just nixes him immediately with a good old stake to the heart.
Yeah,
which is pretty good.
Fuck you.
Because fuck that guy.
And then suddenly the mirror son appears. Gregos?
Yeah.
Gregos?
Greco-Roman.
Yeah.
And he has the actual time bewitching incense.
Yeah. As the doctor goes, "Ah!"
Yeah, it's sort of vaguely confused between, is she in pain? Is she weirdly aroused by this? It's very difficult to tell. And then she kind of collapses and you're like, oh, okay, maybe it was pain. And then I'm trying to remember. It's like, because obviously he's got the candle, and it's like, well, time to, isn't that like time to kill the
Count.
well, no, time to kill Larmica.
Yeah.
Is he not gonna stab her?
She was going to get rid of her because she's like a noble of stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm
But
going to do
then
that.
Doris like just lies over the top of her and is like, no, don't do that. It's like, well, okay. Do you want to put your own self at risk? And then my favorite bit of the entire movie happens.
Was
where
it?
because it's so good.
Yeah,
So
but
fucking good.
I think it's mainly because, the mere son's trying like, oh, I'm going to do this, or we're going to, and you'll be mine type thing, because that'll be great, and you'll love me.
Yeah. I mean, he's doing it for selfish gain, of course, but
But then he's also like,
I was gonna say then Dan and Dee turn up, because he's managed to get Dan back, and the most amazing thing happens. Dan just straight up murks Greco with a sniper rifle from distance, shooting him off a cliff.
yeah,
It's so good. It's so unexpected. It's so good. He really hits him. It's amazing. So great.
he falls down this massive cliff.
Yep. It's so good. He fucking deserved it. It was great.
Oh yeah,
Loved it.
And then they're going. Yeah, I think they go back and the what's her name wakes up.
Yes.
And Dee's like, we can't be doing this for the bloodline type thing. Nobility and all that shit. And he's like, you don't know shit.
Yeah.
You don't know about the truth. Your ancestor was of a very much a different opinion from all your noble rules at the moment. Referring to Dracula.
Yes.
And
then they let her go back to the castle.
Yeah. Certainly they don't keep her hostage because they don't need her.
Yeah. And is this the bit where... I think so. I think there's a big bit where it's like Dee and Doris are having a conversation because of course she's in love with Dee all of a sudden. And she's like, maybe we should just leave.
Yeah.
And then and then it's like, yeah, because like right now you could just do anything to me if you wanted. And he's like, no, I don't think that's a good idea. And then he gets a glimpse of her neck and he's like, delicious neck blood. And then it's like, and she's like, no, you can bite me, it's fine. It's just so bizarrely submissive. And but he's like, no, I can't. I'm going to go back to sleep on the couch, thanks.
Yeah, it can't be doing that. And he pushes it away. Nearly succumbs, and it's like, oh, you can do it. What happens next then? What's it?
This is the bit where I can't remember where it happens, but it turns out that Greco is not dead.
Yeah, he kind of walks along, and then,
which I was super bummed out about.
Well, he's not quite dead at that point, and I think does he meet Ray?
He does, because Ray's like, "Oh shit, you're the motherfucker that stole my incense."
Yeah,
and he's like, "Oh no."
Okay, yeah. And then Ray turns up to the farm again.
Yes, and he stakes Dee.
Oh, and cuts off his arm.
Yeah, he causes him a lot of pain, and then Doris is captured again. Jesus wept, and taken back to the castle.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the kind of where Ray gets into the conversation with like Lee. It's like, I've done the thing for you. She's here now. Make me eternal, because I want to be part of the nobility. And he's like, talk to me in 50 years.
Yeah, and he's like, "Fuck you."
It's like, what? And
She
yeah,
has,
he's not happy about that at all.
also has like the discussion with his daughter, because his daughter senses that Dee is dead / unconscious. He felt it
Yeah,
when
that's right.
he felt it when Dee got staked by Ray. He
Mhm.
was cut off the hand. And he's lying there, and all you hear is like, Dee, wake up! You gotta wake up, Dee, as they get taken away to the castle.
That's right.
And the daughters basically say, "You can't be marrying her, Dad. She's impure to
Yep.
the family." And then the revelation turns out it's like, "Well, I did it with your mother. Your mother was
That's
human."
right. You're already filled with pure and filthy blood.
Yeah, you high and mighty noblest. You are.
Yeah.
Uh,
She's obviously not happy about that either.
yeah.
And then I think we cut back to Dee, who's face first on the ground, and one of these red dust clouds that we've seen floating about, we actually get to see it in action, and it like attacks a cow and starts devouring it.
Oh well, at the start we saw it. At the start when they were
Did we
coming
see
to
it
the farm.
actually doing anything though?
Yeah, it attacked the sheep, the zombie sheep thing, because they were green.
I don't remember. I didn't remember it actually doing anything. I just remember it being shot at and going away.
And Dan was shooting at it because he was like,
well,
get away from my sheep.
We see it devour the cow thing, the sheep cow thing,
Mm-hmm.
and Dee's hand's like, man, not looking good here. Hey, wake up. And then it's like, oh, I know what to do. It just starts taking fistfuls of dirt and eating it.
Yeah.
And then
he
does it twice.
I think 3 times, but his hand was severed. And before that, he did the whole Adam Family thing where he walks along.
That's
and,
right. Gets back attached.
Reattaches his hand.
Yeah, eats dirt.
Yeah, and then
it goes, oh shit, that didn't work, and it's like, what was this supposed to do?
I'm not entirely sure.
What were you expecting?
He basically did that and then tried to suck things in. Did the whole sucky in motion.
Well, no, he did that eventually. Took a big inhale.
Yeah, he did like 3 or 4 lumps of dirt,
big
and then did
mouthfuls
big
of dirt.
And then the things, oh shit, the clouds noticed us, and it's coming towards.
And he starts punching Dee. Like, wake up, you sack of shit. We got to do something.
Yeah, and then he gets up, and then the cloud explodes.
Fucking cuts it into slices it through, and it just turns into meat rain.
Yeah, don't you know how that works?
Which was pretty good.
Yeah,
nah, no clue. So yeah, well, that's happening. The wedding is now on. Count and Doris are about to get married, and Dan has managed to infiltrate the castle.
Oh, I think he got captured too.
Did he?
I just think they didn't lock up very well, and he escaped through some pipes.
I was just gonna say, it reminded me of the scenes in Final Fantasy VII of going around the Mako plant in Midgar.
Oh yeah, it's like what
running over all the pipes.
What's with that though? What's with like the architecture of like futuristic castles in the 80s?
I don't know. Like, it's so confusing.
So many
and then he
pipes.
like balances a little bit, and then he's like, "Oh, there's that motherfucker down there. I'm gonna murk him."
Oh, yeah. This is for Ray. So he goes jump, and his sister's kind of like
she's in a trance.
A trance of some sort. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he goes die, and he kind of launches himself, and then he's like pathetic, and then throws him.
He literally like tries to double axe handle him from distance.
Yeah.
Bounces off of Lee and flies away. And then you're like, well, that's the end of Dan.
Yeah.
But then we see someone go.
Yeah.
And swipe him out there.
I
thought it was D.
Yeah, I thought it was D at first, but then I thought,
No.
No. it wasn't. But
Turns out it's Ray.
He did. He fell for a while before that happened, though.
He sure did, yeah. Like it was going to be a case of certain death by the time he got to the ground.
Yeah, yeah. And then it was Ray, and then Ray interrupts the procession to the hall with the incense. Cool. I got the incense. He's like,
yep.
And Noble's like, oh, you think that can stop me? And he kind of
well, he does let it to start with a little bit,
yeah,
because he thinks he's got onto it. He's like, oh yeah, this is it, and he's like, nah, man, sorry, this ain't gonna do it. He's like, well, you've outlived your usefulness, and then like properly brutalizes him. It's amazing.
Yeah, it bounces off like all the walls impossible in that place.
And then
on his head too.
Like he gets slammed upside down on his head, like standing up on his head on the walkway, and then slid across. It's like, oh my god. And then he gets like hung upside down cross above the doorway and forced into it until his head explodes.
Yeah. And then Noble's like, quality. It's certainly been a lively day.
It's like, man, I love a wedding.
Yeah. It's been a lively day. And they also complained to Doris that she's been no end but trouble for her, you know?
Yeah, he's like, I've never gone to this much trouble for a human before.
Yeah.
Oh my god. It's so good. So yeah, I really, really enjoyed that part. So I think this is the part where it's almost like he's gonna seal the deal, and make the final bite, as it were.
Yeah.
And then Dee interrupts him in a glorious fashion by throwing a dagger.
Yep. Into his eye.
I was looking at it for ages, because he kind of just goes, and turns around, and I was like, what's wrong with the frame here? What is that thing? And then it just like holds onto it and pulls his own eye out, and then it reforms and goes back in. I was like, oh, that was just legitimately a dagger was thrown through your own face.
Yeah.
And you're just okay with that. I see what's happened here.
Immoral. That's why vampires are
pretty good.
Pretty nasty. And it's like, you're here type thing. Dee gets bounced around by him because he's got like special telekinesis powers that he can move objects with his mind. That's mind bullets.
Yep. Fucking mind bullets.
Kyle.
And then he's like, well, you're about to die. I guess you weren't really a very good hunter, were you?
Yeah.
And then Dee awakens his own telekinetic powers. He's like, wait, no, why?
Wait.
How?
Oh wait. He gets hung up, and basically the noble Magnus goes, this is the way I killed Ray. That's a bit unfortunate. He starts trying, then he's getting overconfident, starts using the sword to kill.
That's right.
Kill Dee, and he's like,
but then Dee manages to fucking stab him through the heart and pin him to a wall.
Yeah.
And he's bleeding real bad.
Yeah. And he's like, he's looking at the picture next to him, which is, I believe, is Dracula, and then looks at Dee, and then looks at Dracula, and looks at Dee, and then looks at It's kind of like the Kung Fu, the Kung Pao moment, where they just kind of zoom in on random things. Panda!
Well, I think this is the bit where, is it not like where La Armica is sort of saying to him, it's like, just stop this. We don't need any of this.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'll be damned if I, don't do what I'm doing. If I have to fucking die doing this, I'll do it.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, okay. And then Dee's like, hey, La Armica, why don't you come and, not have to deal with this crap? Because this castle's coming down. Like, as soon as this guy dies, this castle just gonna crumble into bits.
Yeah, La Armica is like, I should die with the castle because I am of noble blood, and we're obviously... Because Dee's been mentioning it at least twice in this thing where they're translucent.
Oh,
aspects.
sorry. They are. that's happened twice. You're correct. Is that you are but transient
beings.
Transient guests upon this realm.
Yeah. You shouldn't be here type thing.
Yeah.
And, she finally got upset the first time because that was like the first time to meet. And then also the second time they're saying it again. Yeah, and she's like, no, well, if you're saying that, then I'll go. But he's like, well, you have human blood in you. You can be like me.
You could be human.
And, well, not human, but
close.
You have control of your destiny more than
yes.
the nobles do. And she's like,
more than the guy that's pinned to the wall, causing the castle to crumble.
Yeah, and it's like, no, I am with him. I have no human blood in me. What you tell me is a lie. Even though she's already been told that by her father.
Yep.
And she decides to go with the castle. She'd also mentioned before this kind of like the whole procession for the wedding that she got ejected to. She ejected to it, and then Magnus held her in prison and says, "You're being too insolent at the moment. I'll hold you until after the wedding."
That's right.
And then she broke free, I think, when Ray attacked.
Yes.
Or broke free when Dee attacked.
She broke free at some point during the whole attack.
Yeah. Anyway. So basically, Magnus is dying and realizes that he is like the son of Dracula, and I think he says that before he says, "Wait, you're his son."
Yes.
And yeah, so Dee's like the son of Dracula, and then he goes away, and then he's riding his horse.
Yep.
I think
and then you've got Dan and Doris running at full pelt, like to the cliffside to go, Dee, we love you,
Mr.
Bye.
D, Mr. D,
Mr. D, we love you, bye.
Yeah.
And then he kind of goes, smile, and then that's the end.
Yeah, that's it. Done. That's the end of it. That was a movie.
It's a weird movie.
I mean, yeah.
I don't hate it. I don't think it's bad. It's definitely very dated. I don't think it's aged particularly well. I think Bloodlust has aged a lot better.
I've not watched Bloodlust, so
Bloodlust it's really good, really, really, really good. Very definitely a far more contemporaneous art style for that time period as well. Like a higher budget. It's cool. It's real cool. But yeah, I like this movie. I still think it's like a solid 6.5 out of 10. It's pretty entertaining.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Good. Certainly entertained me. That's fun. It's probably a bit mid range.
Yeah, I thought below 5 was not enough, and 5 I definitely think it's, even if it's just a little bit, better than average.
Yeah.
I think for the time it's pretty mind blowing. Like I remember watching it. It would have been around the time that Bloodlust even came out, and being like, "Oh man, this is amazing."
Yeah, just sitting there, just having your seizure.
Yeah, just like having a seizure and being very confused. Because there was a talking hand and nothing was explained to me.
Why nothing. I mean,
because around this time, like my previous like anime experience was Ghost in the Shell, Akira, movie wise anyway, and then TV series wise it was, or actually in fact also Fist of the North Star. So this is probably a closer approximation to Fist of the North Star, I think.
I mean, to be honest, with all of those animes, maybe bar Ghost in the Shell. No, Ghost in the Shell is still the same. They didn't really. I think they relied you to have read the source material, like the mangas that they were based on.
That it wasn't. I think the thing is like sometimes there's just like, hey, just go with it, I think is a thing that we weren't used to doing a lot, or I certainly wasn't.
Yeah.
I wanted to know everything about everything, and I think they made concessions for some of those things where it was just like, no, like it's not helping the story, so just let it do the thing, and we'll get on with it.
Yeah.
Because like I think Akira has aged incredibly well, and so has Ghost in the Shell. I think artistically this is really cool. It still looks really nice for its age.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really hold up as interestingly anymore.
Well, Akira is kind of weird.
Yep.
It's like the story of that. It's just events happening in my head. There's nothing real clear in the anime.
I think that's like the whole thing of it is more. It's really just. It is a coalescence of events, but the underlying current of it is the deterioration of a friendship. Like that's to me, that's always what it's been about. It was like, you know, Tetsuo and Kaneda and that sort of relationship, and just everything breaking down. Like that's the common thread.
Tetsuo, I don't know. I don't think there wasn't really a. I think. I don't know. Tetsuo essentially was going through some issues.
Yeah.
Rather than a breakdown in friendship, he's just basically more. I don't know. Just like. Confused.
He was becoming less and less human.
Yeah. Well, he's becoming less and less.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
It's like the whole thing is like that. The whole thing is I guess what I'm saying is you're right. The whole thing is just a series of events. Mm-hmm. But if you want the common thread that you can work through, it's looking at their relationship through each of those events and seeing how it changes them.
Yeah, I suppose that's one way to look at it.
Here's what I found.
Oh, my watch has just shouted that it found some stuff, and I don't know why.
What's it found?
Apparently it has recorded me saying common thread that you can work through. It's looking at their relationship through each other's events. Mm-hmm. Here's what I found.
Cool. What's it found?
A bunch of web results that are completely useless to me.
Nothing about Akira then.
No, nothing really. So yeah, we've done it. We've gotten to the end of our second spooky season episode of Vampire Hunter D. We will be back with a new episode on the 30th of the month, our final spooky season episode, which will be Perfect Blue. Looking forward to watching that for the first time. Mm-hmm. I can't believe I haven't watched it yet.
No.
And that is to say, you know, Who's That Anime is an anime podcast. You can find where all good podcasts can be found. I won't even list them off anymore because you know where podcasts are, but we are at anchor.fm/Who's That Anime. That's our home base. If you would like to leave us a review, that'd be super cool. 5 stars, always welcome. Anything less with some constructive criticism, absolutely welcome as well. We don't make any money on this. There's no sort of like advertising or sponsorships or anything like that. We just kind of watch anime and talk about it. Mm-hmm. So we don't really have any way to market or do anything for this show. So if you wanted to tell a friend because you like what we do, that would be super cool. We also have a Facebook page. That's facebook.com/Who's That Anime. There we post up about the new episodes and occasional anime memes. We have a Discord. You can look for that in the show notes. We have a YouTube channel as well. If you go to youtube.com and search for Who's That Anime, you'll be able to find all of our video versions of these episodes. Colin, where are we at now?
Still Vampire in the Garden. Next week should
right.
Get the final Steins Gate episodes out.
Sweet.
Just got to work on them.
Then we'll be caught up and won't know what to do with ourselves.
Well, caught up to a degree, yeah. Like 2 episodes out. Jesus.
Yeah. Scary to think.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're getting up there. Mm-hmm. Also, Colin and I like to occasionally play video games. Colin at twitch.tv/couchfuel and myself at twitch.tv/hailpayman. You can find the archives of all of those channels' work if you go to the YouTube channels at youtube.com and search for the channels Couchfuel or Hailpayman.
Yeah.
And I think that's us.
Yeah, that is. That's us. Next week is Halloween.
Yep. This is Halloween. I would like to see an anime of Halloween.
Like the Halloween movie.
Yeah, like Mike Myers.
Mike
Michael
Myers. Oh. Oh, behave.
Yeah, that's what he says before he stabs people.
Oh, behave.
And sometimes he says, "Groovy baby."
Groovy. Who throws a shoe?
Yeah, I believe that. Well, we'll be back next week, as we said, to discuss the amazingness, I'm assuming it's going to be amazing, of Perfect Blue. Really looking forward to watching that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you want to send us out?
Yeah. This has also been Who's That Anime? Your podcast of anime things are not well informed. Misinformed. I don't know. This is going good. And
I don't think we're as far as misinformed, but we're definitely not well informed.
Yeah. Never well informed. Catch us next week. Same time, same place. See you next week for Perfect Blue. Ooh.
Bye,
Laters.
folks. Perfect
Bye.
Blue.
Perfect Blue.
Okay, now we're done.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.